Welcome to Overtime on Inferno. My name is Logan, Mechatronic Ramhap, and you obviously know what show this is because it's the two-time-a-year show that I'm actually on, which means it's the Major Prediction Show. I'm joined by your normal co-hosts, Sam and Jack. Hello, Sam and Jack.
Hello, Logan.
Hi,
and Sam.
Hi, Jack, as well.
Hi, mate.
We are here today to go through all of the teams for the Major, everything you need to know before the IEM Cologne Major across every single team. But first, before we go any further, you may
Roll the
remember
intro!
Thank you, Sam, for this beautiful intro. Before we get into our IEM Cologne Major coverage beginning, before you learn every single team that will be there and any changes that have happened, we do have one announcement to make. You may have remembered a couple... What'd you want?
A big one. A big announcement.
Oh, it is a big announcement.
Yeah, it is
And
a big announcement.
I just want to preface, audio-only listeners, you're just going to hear Counter-Strike music while the announcement plays. We will talk about it for a minute afterwards.
Yeah.
It's about 25 seconds long, so just deal with it. Logan, to the announcement, please. Thank you.
Yeah, play the announcement. Put it here.
Okay, so that was it. That was the announcement. The announcement is that we are making the second edition of the TLDR Magazine for IEM Cologne. It will be available for free to people at the event. And you've just got to look for my face or the other people's faces in the announcement. And we'll likely have magazines on us. And if not, they won't be too far away, so we can go and get you one. If you want one otherwise, tough luck. Honestly.
What did you contribute to the magazine, Jack?
Far more than he was meant to.
I designed lots of it. I made it look pretty.
What did you contribute to the magazine, Sam?
I curated the entire thing. I did some lovely interviews. I did one with JDC. I did one with Mezzy and his dad. I did one with Hunter. I did a big, like, kind of talk conversation thing with Maui Snake and Thorin and King T. They called it the most opinionated talk in all of esports history.
They did.
You may be right there.
And there's some other great stuff in there. Like, Logan, what did you do for it?
I wrote the games you should play when you're tilted section, so you can go play a different game when you're tilted, and I helped contribute to our ever-recurring segment of gear and stuff, of which there is plenty of stuff and gear for
I
you
believe
to look
it's
at.
gear and that, actually.
Gear and that.
Gear and that,
Stuff,
yes.
gear and that.
Stuff
and things.
There's loads of
Let's
other
not spoil it
fantastic
too much.
stories in there.
It's
as
very
well.
good.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful. It's nice and thick. It's on some very high quality paper.
It's thicker
packed
than
with item.
last time's.
It is.
isn't it?
By a whole millimeter, it is thicker.
Hell yeah.
I would like to say...
Just get a hold of it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I'd like to think we went bigger and better in every way.
And from last time we did this, it is an excellent souvenir. People, like, it is an excellent plane ride read home. Even if you're not going to read it, like, day of, you get it. Like, the amount of pictures we got of people reading on the plane or on the train back. Or, like, I keep one on my bookshelf at all times. I hope I'm getting shipped one this time, as I will not be able to attend the Major.
Of course.
All right. Speaking of the Major, let's get into it. The important things to know before we talk about each team, there have been some format changes. Every stage is a Swiss stage, still. That's normal. Stage 3, which is the pre-playoff stage, will have only best of 3s in it.
Correct.
So we're reducing the amount of best of 1s in the Major.
Not perfect, because there should be no BO1s, but this is a step in the right direction for sure.
Step in the right direction. And stage 3, again, that's that pre-playoff stage, so top 16 teams in the tournament, will have fans present. It's in the same venue that is normally being played at, if I
Yes.
remember correctly.
Yeah, it's in the group stage venue, a place called Palladium.
Just fans now. It's like a big concert venue, right?
Yeah, it's like there's always some really cool bands there. It's a pretty cool place actually.
There you go.
The stage setup is very cool. I've seen it. It's gonna be very awesome. I think that's sold out as well. But if you're there, say hi.
Yeah.
Find
say hello
Jack.
to us.
He'll give you a
We will-
magazine.
No, we'll both
Maybe.
be there.
We
We
will
might
be,
not be
maybe.
able to give magazines out during stage 3. Depends on
Okay.
shipping dates. But yeah, I think before we get into the teams, Logan, because obviously you spend some time out of the game.
I have.
A few weeks ago, me and Jack made a tier list of how we viewed the teams. I think it was the end of April, right, Jack, or before
Well, it says it
IEM
was
Rio?
last modified,
Oh, there we go.
whatever
yeah, we
that
can-
date is.
So it was a while ago.
Oh, I guess that's
it
the
was. It
template.
was the start.
April
it was the
8th, I
start
guess.
of April. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I will say, I think this tier list that we do today is going to look very, very different.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good because I was I'm taking a glance at this tier list, very confused.
Yeah, but this was just an interesting thing for me and Jack to look back on when we got here.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack, now I am looking at it. Yeah, I do think it is going to be very. There's one team that I'm looking at in particular that is going right up to that winners category.
Yeah, I think we both agree on that. On who
Yeah,
that is,
yeah.
for sure.
So let's start with stage 1 teams. First team we're going to start with this time is GamerLegion. Last time we saw them at a major was back in Budapest, where they went out in the first stage. Some changes since their last major. I'll start with the small one first, and the second one, the bigger one second. You'll understand in a minute. ZTR was benched. He was replaced by Snacks, coming back to this team. More importantly, Ash has stepped down as coach, replaced by IMD. I think
Correct.
let's start with Jack here. You want to tell us why Ash stepping down as coach is one of the bigger things to happen to this team in a while?
Yeah, so Ash, I think, was definitely touted as like the next sort of big thing in coaching. I think a lot of teams were looking at him. I think it's very likely to say that he will be on a team after the major cycle, for reasons I'm not divulging. There was an issue with Ash though, and that his system, and I'm going to say it's his system because it was under two different IGLs as well, struggled to utilize AWPers properly.
I don't think that's true.
I think
Acor was fine
think-
when Siu was there, and then the entire way out, the rest of the time it was ZTR. Well,
regardless,
he was
there's been a
fine
lot of
when Snacks
AWPers.
was there the first time as well.
There's been a lot of AWPers. Okay, well, we can blame CTR. Regardless, he's gone, and HypeX has been a lot better.
Hypex
So,
has been
you know,
very, very
correlation,
good
not
this year.
causation, sure, but HypeX has been looking fresh, which is AWPing at that level is very important, I think. So it's a good sign.
Yeah, GamerLegion are a really interesting team because I think, if we just switch back to the other tier list real quick, where do we have them? We have
Close but no
them
cigar.
close but no cigar. So we're saying they could go all the way to stage 3. Since doing that, they've made a semi-finals and finished runners-up at actual genuine tier 1 lands. Now, okay, the field wasn't the greatest in both of them. The second one was when it was split between Astralis and Atlanta, so they were one of the stronger teams in Atlanta. But these are genuinely impressive results that we probably didn't expect in either one. Snacks has got them playing really well. He himself finds a lot of impact. Rez is playing fucking lights out. Hypex is great now. And honestly, after these last couple tournaments, especially now I'm seeing like PR doesn't look like he wants to just die because he's still on the team.
Yeah.
I could see them making playoffs. I really could see GamerLegion making playoffs.
And I will say, on that note, a team that we did have in the playoff category last time, who I think we both agree probably isn't there anymore, PARIVISION, they can take that spot quite easily, I think.
Yeah.
I'm happy to call them a playoffs team.
Yeah. I genuinely think. I think at this point I might be disappointed if they don't make it.
Historically, this team has kind of been very good in majors. If we forget about the Budapest major, which was, if I remember correctly, the major that they got brought in at the very last minute for.
No, that was Copenhagen when they got brought in at the last minute.
That's Copenhagen. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Throw it all out the window.
But Paris, I know is like, is there anyone from that team left over? Probably not. But
There's not even anyone from Copenhagen left over.
Brilliant.
No.
So
right.
the org has been pretty good.
The org.
Though. Not good at spending money, according to an article. But this team is strong. This team, role balance is good. They have stars in the right places, and Snacks is a pretty solid leader who is not handless like so many others of his age and
We'll get to him, Jack. We'll get
Which
to him.
is, by the way, a very funny statement of somebody who the last time we talked about Snacks was G2 Snacks, and we all want to know off the team because he wasn't there wasn't anything that was actually being.
So I think that's actually an interesting topic though. Before we move on, because obviously, so then it was Snacks and Taz. Now it's Snacks and IMD is his name, I believe. Who, granted, none of us really have that much of a grasp on. He was the assistant coach to Ash, I believe. But when you compare the two teams, right? You got G2 with like Monte and Nico and Hunter. These are all like star players or star like in the past players who are great at mid round in themselves and want that kind of fluidity. The GamerLegion players aren't that really. So Snacks has come in, given them a shitload of structure. He's the one doing the calling, and everyone on the team is benefiting from it. Like like you're right to bring it up, but it's kind of crazy the actual turnaround in the general perception of Snacks, because now he has the right unit to call for.
Interesting. All right, let's move on to our next team, which is BetBoom. Last time we saw them was in Austin. They got out of the first stage and nosedived in the second. So some changes that have happened to the last major. Exile and Zorti were benched, replaced by Artfrost and Dialdez.
Diladez, I believe.
Diladez. Yeah. Okay, Diladez. And then Artfrost was later benched and replaced by Zorti. You may have remembered from the first bit here. And Flamus is currently standing in for Diladez, who has visa issues. We're not sure exactly who is playing in the major.
I think now that stickers are out, it is confirmed it's Flamus, because Flamus has the sticker.
Well, no, that's just to do with the way they list it. Flamus is registered, Diladez is the sub.
Right, okay.
But yeah, we don't know. And that's not me being diplomatic and saying I don't know. I actually don't know. It's probably going to be Flamus playing, though. Would be an educated guess.
Yeah.
All right. So with this, let's start. Sam, we'll start with you this time. What do you want? What do you think is important for us to know about BetBoom?
I don't know, honestly. BetBoom are a really weird team for me, because they just seem to be so inconsistent when they show up at Tier 1, which is like few and far between in terms of appearances. But the last one was Atlanta. They got to the top 4. They even managed to win over Vitality in the group stage, who, by the way, for people who are watching this who are a little bit out of the scene, Vitality is still just unbeatable. So a team like BetBoom beating them is kind of ridiculous, but Vitality didn't practice for that event. They just went and like pissed around in Yosemite and ate Michelin-star meals. Whatever, right?
They're living my best life, for what it's worth.
Actually, good for them.
They do have one player, MagnaJez, who should not be on this team for much longer. He should be like very high up in people's shopping lists post Cologne, because he is tearing shit up, and he could be the player to fire them quite far in this major. But considering how they then collapsed in Atlanta when they got to their third place playoff game, I could also see BetBoom being one of the disappointments of this major, and I don't know if you feel the same, Jack.
I think there's always the issue where a team has a good run at an event and then their stock is just immediately, they're just really good. If they were really good, we would have seen them all year round, right? That's what you need to look at it
Especially with VRS.
Yeah, precisely. They're not a bad team. Boomwich's calling is fine. Like overall, they're looking good with Flamus. I think they should definitely make it out of stage 1. I think they could make it out of stage 2. I don't see them going further than that.
That sounds to me like a perfect category for they're here and that's fine category.
Yeah, I I'd say that as well. I think they're a team that if they make stage 3, I wouldn't be amazed. I wouldn't be surprised by it, but I'd be like, yeah, okay, they've had a decent run.
Mm-hmm.
But if they make stage 3, they're a team that you look at when you're looking at your 03 pick for stage 3, and you're like, yeah, go on then.
Okay. All right, next team on the list is B8. Their last time in the major was in Budapest, where they went out in stage 3. Headtrick was benched and temporarily replaced by Segukawa. And then per Sam's document
For
here,
4
Segukawa
maps, by
was
the way.
Segukawa was, quote, horrid. So he was replaced by Sizzy.
Yeah,
He played 4 maps.
So for a little bit of context on Segukawa. Segukawa was about 4 years old, really fat. Looked like being in Krakow
He was a
the first
seriously
time.
big guy.
It looked like it was the first time he's ever left his house, other than to go to the McDonald's that doesn't exist in Russia.
Be nice.
I am
oh wait,
certain
he's Ukrainian.
Okay, he's
Shit,
Ukrainian.
My
Careful.
bad. My bad. I'm sorry, Ukraine. I'm sorry.
Do you
Anyway.
remember his full government name, Sam? It's very good.
No, it was good though, wasn't it? It was
It's
good.
Mikhailo Nazari Bybel, which is just a fucking awesome name. But yeah, he wasn't very good at the game.
Yeah. No, he was crap, and it was interesting. So when the Segukawa promotion, because he was playing for like Bates Academy
Yes.
or some shit. Me and Jack had never heard of this kid, obviously, as had no one else. He didn't have a HLTV profile at the time, so his debut HLTV map is at IEM Krakow, which would be a fantastic Counter-Strike pub quiz question at some point down the line. But so we looked at his Faceit profile. He's not even like particularly a pug star.
Incredible.
Like he's not even particularly good then. And it was weird. Like he was so clearly out of his depth. They then got rid of him. They brought in Sizzy, who looked better, but not like much better at the start. But he seems to have settled now. Bait have been like slowly climbing towards the major, back to a point that's respectable.
Question with that then. So we started this with saying Headtrick was benched.
Yes.
Porqué? Please explain.
I mean,
because it seems right now like Headtrick would have been a better player than any of these.
Well, this
players.
is the thing. Like Segukawa was definitely a downgrade. Sizzy's probably like 5 to 10% better than Headtrick on a good day.
Okay.
But the thing with Headtrick is he was never a star AWPer. He just never was. He was fine. Like he was
Well, he
all right
was
on
never
Nick.
an AWPer.
But also, yeah, he was never an AWPer. He was bought from NAVI Junior to NIP, I believe was the move. And they're like, oh yeah, we've got MonolZ too.
Well, he'd been AWPing.
No.
So Headtrick started AWPing after MonolZ went to G2. And he put up respectable numbers, but nothing like MonolZ. And then Nip just did this like, oh, we've got MonolZ 2 thing, as Jack said. And
It's literally just the "we have MonolZ at home" meme.
Yeah. And he was inconsistent as fuck. Goes to bait. Inconsistent as fuck there. I mean, going into Budapest, his stats were horrible. I think he was at like a 0.92 going into Budapest. Like, really, really bad. I think he's now playing on like Inner Circle or one of the other Ukrainian
He's playing on
teams.
Inner Circle,
yeah.
So that kind of like says a lot about, where his career is actually at and where it will probably be. So for people question it because Headtrick is a respectable name, it's not.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to ask these questions.
Yeah, it's just not as respectable as like his amount of major stickers might suggest, is what I'd say.
He's respectable in name only, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Cold Zera.
I feel like that's a. We can come back to that take at a later time and date. So B8 themselves passed the head trick of it all. Where do we think they go on the list? Someone explain.
I would,
because they're one of those teams that
I think I had them as a 3-0 pick for stage 1. To be honest, when I did my simulator, the games worked out that way. They should certainly make it through, especially in BO1s. Don't quote me. I think their BO1 win rate is like pretty solid as well. Like above average. Not that there's many BO1s these days anyway. They should certainly make it to stage 2. I kind of have them in the BetBoom tier, where they're like They could probably make stage 3, like if they had some good matchups. I'm not expecting it really. There's nothing about these players that screams really good to me. Unfortunately, they don't really have that kind of firepower.
Yeah, no, there's no player like, you know, like when I said with BetBoom, like MagnaJez, you're just like, yeah, get him on a better team now. There's no player like Nipple is like fine, but he's not amazing. Like he's at his level. And yeah, it's like they'll get out of stage 1. They'll probably do it quite easily because some of the teams are absolute piss. But they're not. I think it'll be a hard task for them to make it to stage 3. And if they do go to stage 3, you're looking at another team that goes out of stage 3 quite quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say so.
So in the they're here and that's fine tier?
Yeah, I think they're here and that's fine.
Okay. All right, the next team is Heroic, which please everyone excuse me as I'm about to go on a monologue. Changes since last major appearance. Sunpius and Saw left for G2, replaced by Tobiz and Grix. xCloud was benched, replaced on the roster by Nilo. After a month, they decided they didn't like Grix, so they benched him and signed Alcarin on loan from Spirit. Tanir left for Spirit. xCloud returned after 2 months on the bench. They missed out on Budapest. They were last seen in Austin. They benched LNZ, who, as we have already talked about, went over to GamerLegion, right? No, I don't know.
No. We'll talk about
LNZ in a minute.
And the fact that he looks like an engineer in a bit, but
they benched LNZ, signed Krisen from OG. They also benched Youngster and signed Susp from Wildcard to replace him. And since the start of the year, Alcarin has had visa issues, so Youngster has been opting.
yes,
and
lots going on.
And
he's been doing damn well at it as well.
he's been doing well.
He's been doing okay. Let's not.
Yeah, listen, I'm a young star truther. I think he's fucking awesome. He's hilarious.
Okay, so-
he's got a bit of swag. He's great.
So here's the new question.
He does look like he'd fuck your bitch.
I wouldn't mind.
Could somebody
Anyway,
please tell me who is playing at this event for this team?
Okay, Krisen, Susp, Youngster, Nilo, and xCloud.
Okay.
Heroic have a Swedish flag on HLTV, which should send shivers down your spine.
Yeah.
They're
Which
a
is weird,
very
'cause
interesting team.
Fnatic and Nip don't.
Heroic
Satire,
are an
isn't it?
exceedingly interesting team right now because,
Okay.
you know, like earlier on in the year, they were picking up some upset wins, or at least like having some very competitive maps where you're like, okay, if they had a real AWPer, they'd be doing very well. Then Youngster settled into the role a bit more, kind of like hit like the plateau of his AWPing level, and he wasn't bad. Like, this is a year where we've watched Brokey pulling like consistent shit performances. So Youngster's looked probably better than he should, but he's by no means bad. Susp hasn't hit the ground running at all. Krisen is a fine IGL, and xCloud and Nilo are both as good as people would expect them to be.
I'm
but
sure
their
there were rumours
results
recently about Sus like potentially
was-
getting benched as well.
Yeah, there was. But their results have fallen off a cliff. I mean, today, we're recording this on the Wednesday of this week.
They got 2-0 by Nip.
They got 2-0 by Nip, who have been fucking
Woeful.
appalling this year. Like, truly, truly terrible this year. And they got 2-0 by them, and it wasn't even close. And it's a very weird one, because Susp hasn't been doing well, and because Youngster isn't an AWPer, and that makes him quite inconsistent, you look at Heroic, and you can't tell if it's a one-player issue or a two-player issue. But this Heroic team, like, it certainly does need a roster change.
Okay. So they're not there yet. So this feels like I feel like this is we need an additional tier for this team right now on the they're happy to be here.
Yeah,
I feel
but I
like-
also
yeah.
think they should get out of the stage. They should get out of stage 1.
Yeah, I also feel like they
Comfortably.
should get
Okay.
out of stage 1. Based on recent performances, I'm not sure they will, but I think they should.
I'll just very quickly note this is the 14 we've gone over, and you've said for every single one of them that they should be out of stage 1.
Oh,
Not
we'll get
every
No,
Okay,
we'll get
okay,
there.
okay.
We'll get there.
Excellent.
There are some fucking horrid teams in this stage.
Okay. All right, so there we go.
I think they're here, and that's fine.
They're here, and that's fine.
Who's next?
Who's next on the list? It's BIG Big.
Won it already. Straight to the top.
Yeah, very interesting team, actually. Very interesting.
Last major appearance 700 years ago in Shanghai. And I believe they're not a German team anymore either.
Still German core.
No, they are. But
Still a
speak
German
English.
core. Okay. Signed Grix
And
from
a bit of
Heroic.
Belarusian. Yes.
Demoted Prosis, parted ways with Freeze, signed Blame F as their new IGL, and they brought Favin in again, I believe.
Yeah. Third
Yes.
time he's rejoined that team, I think.
Yeah. Jack, you want to take this one to start with at least?
Blame F is the truth. And we've, he's had some critics over his time, and at some point that was valid. I will say it's less valid now. But my concern with this team is that if Blame F is there, and he's calling, and he's putting up a 1.20 rating, 1.24 rating,
I believe it's
show
better
me.
than that this year.
1.25 rating, 1.33 rating. If Blame F is doing this while calling, Tabson doesn't need to be here anymore, guys.
Well,
Tabson's still on the
This
team?
is the thing. Charlie, scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Tabson hasn't gotten better either.
that wasn't meant to be like a dickish question. It was just, if you're replacing the IGL with
Well,
Blame
exactly.
F, why would Tabson still be
Well,
here?
I think he's on some mega contract where they can't get rid of him. Probably
Yeah,
something instant like that.
I think he's also like the face of Big, essentially. But so this is where this team's really weird, right? Because since Blame F's come in, they were one of the lower ranked teams in this major at the start of the year in terms of the EU. What's the word I'm looking for?
Ranking.
No, but the EU teams. So yeah, ranking, sure. They were grinding a lot in order to make it. But what you find if you deep dive through their match history is that actually the teams that are either in the major or around the major, they were losing to those, or they just weren't playing them. So actually, they're quite untested against a lot of the teams at this level. Now, that could be a huge positive to them in this major, or a massive negative where they're not ready for the level. There's a couple of interesting things to note. Charlie, if you just go back onto the team rankings, you've just got a different tab, mate. You can just click on the other tab. No, like the blame F tab. The blame F
Charlie, come on.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, go on the statistics. Make it 2026 for me, please. Just don't add the land filter. Just time filter. Thank you. So Blame F's having a phenomenal year. We know this. Scroll down, please. Rest of the team is where it gets interesting, because JDC is performing better with Blame F. Grix is performing slightly worse. Favin is providing a much more stable third rifler option. Tabson is just... I agree with Jack, where it's just like, okay, if he's not IGLing, what's the point? Because I get it, right? Tabson has sacrificed a lot for this iteration of Big in terms of, like, the shit jobs he does. He doesn't get many resources. He's giving others quite a lot of resources. But he's also just not very good nowadays. I feel like you can get a better player in to do the same thing. And I think
he's doing point. He's doing fine, but I would worry that he's certainly not a ceiling raiser. Do you know what I mean? And when you're coming to the major, and also Big's run to the major, I'm sure the VRS Wizards had them at like 15% a while back, and obviously now they've made it. Like their run to the major was phenomenal. It was a really cool sort of VRS story to keep track of. So them being here is awesome. It is a hometown major,
especially with it being a home major.
Sort of. I don't really. When Big say it, I don't mind. When MOUZ say it, I have an issue with it. But that's besides the point. I'd like to see them do well. I would really like them to do well.
I mean,
Well,
you know,
this
what-
is-
I'm
you
not
know what
confident
big,
they will.
You know what big stands for?
Berlin
Big,
International
massive
Gaming.
cocks.
Yep, that's definitely what big stands for. Big. That's
Yeah.
you heard it here first, everyone.
Yeah. No, I
BMF
think
International Gaming.
we've been very positive about Big, and I think the entire community is being quite positive about Big. Like I said, there's the caveat of the teams they've played, but I think we're both in the mind that it will be a benefit to them. They'll get home major buff, and they're kind of, when we did the original thing, they're kind of the reason why I made it the category close but no cigar, because I think the kind of story and big heartbreak of this major is going to be that Big go all the way from stage 1, and probably a bit of a grind. They grind their way through stage 2, they grind their way through stage 3, and then lose the 2-2 game in stage 3. I think they will be the epitome of close but no cigar. And whether or not that means they're a good team in the long run, I don't know. Because Major Counter-Strike often doesn't reflect real Counter-Strike.
We'll get to that with the next team.
But yeah, I'd say close but no cigar for Big.
I'm happy with that.
All right. Next team on the board, Sam's favorite team in the major, LynnVision.
Do you know what?
That's all I have to say. There's literally when
Yeah.
I tell everyone here that Sam put together this very nice document going through all of the like what has changed from each team and stuff. Under changes he put none, and under narrative points he wrote don't care lol.
Okay, here's the thing, right? I like LynnVision. I do. I like LynnVision and I like Ty Lue.
But
And they've got some like people who can have some amusing little sound bites once the game is finished. But they're shit. They are shit. This is the problem. And this is one of my problems with the major overall. So you're going to get a little rant from me. Logan, if you want to do the old-timey thing
I'm
of
putting my
pulling
feet
up the
up.
timer, you can do it, right? I have a very large issue with how the major is, because I think the major, if we're going to make it 32 teams, which I think is too many teams, but if we're going to do it, it should be the best 32 teams in the world. And LynnVision do not represent the best 32 teams in the world. I would, and Logan, I know you probably will have an issue with this because you're from NA, and everyone in NA has brain worms when it comes to this kind of thing.
Actually okay, hold on. I'm pausing my timer for a minute. My time is untimed. No, I believe that if North American teams do not make them are not part of the best 32 teams in the world, they should not make the major.
Okay,
But
great.
I think I believe that I think that as in a different way than you guys mean that. Okay? You guys think of that as we want to have the best 32 teams at the major. North America is not part of the best 32 teams. That is the end of the story. I say that from well, maybe if we say you have to be one of the best 32 teams in the world and you get to the major and you see you're not part of the best 32 teams in the world, maybe that'll make some NA org man the fuck up and actually show the fuck up to an event once or twice with a team that might make sense.
Yeah, and not making a roster move to change region to just about scrape to the major.
Well, yeah.
No comments on that.
That system,
like,
it's DEI. Do you know what I mean? We're giving regions that shouldn't be at the
I'm
major.
sorry, I live in
places
America. I thoroughly aware.
Yeah,
Right?
well, but
It's just
this
like,
is
and
the
I don't.
thing.
It's just fucking stupid.
Like the
I-
NA teams, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But the NA teams are doing fucking horribly right now. All three of the NA teams on your screen right now are in dire form. Likewise, LynnVision and Ty Lue haven't been playing internationally all year. Like, the only Asian team I can say that are worth their salt in any way, shape, or form are the MongolZ. And they are in the top 32 teams in the world. Like, Charlie, just click off Asia. Just make it the overall thing. Just for the sake of this conversation. Right, scroll down. Okay, how many North American teams are in the top 32? North American only. Scroll down a bit more.
LynnVision's 24.
Yeah, great.
Wild-
so they
Wild
make
Card
it.
is
Wild
North
Card,
American,
they
right?
got there the other day. And M80. So,
And
there should be
curiously,
2.
Wildcard are not at the major. I know
Yeah.
invert times and all that shit, but come on.
So fine, LynnVision and Ty Lue would make it, but they've also been playing in, like, their own exclusively domestic event. Like, that's another thing I would do to major invites. If you haven't shown up internationally all fucking year, which neither of these two teams have, the only international event they've played all year is CAC, which, by the way, CS Asia Championships happens in China. Like, I don't think you should be able to go to the major.
So like, I think that you are correct that it should be the top 32 teams, but I think that top 32 should be with an asterisk. So my personal opinion is that the system for regions is dumb, but I do think that you should have one spot from each region that is a dedicated spot for that region.
I was about to say
sure.
top 28, and you do a qualifier per region then as well.
Yeah, so
Sure.
because the team, whatever team it is from Australia, there is not just like there is a geographical issue to some degree with the team from Australia.
Yeah, they're upside
In
down.
that it's very
It's hard to play the game that way.
more of that it is an insular thing, and traveling to real like bigger tournaments and stuff will require changes. I'm not saying that it's the only excuse or something like that, but I'm just saying from a global perspective, if you have a team in, like, let's say South America, there's one South America event that is an international event every year.
Yeah, sure. But like,
So-
but it's not an issue in South America
this is-
because
yeah, this
they,
is where it
they,
doesn't
they
count.
get over it.
I know
They
it's not an
just-
issue
they
in South
play
America,
CS.
but I understand it's not an issue in South America. But my point is there should be one reserve spot for each region.
Yeah,
Past that point,
I don't
top
hate
however
that.
many fucking teams. Like one or two spots, be done with it.
I'm fine with it, but for me, it's like, fuck that, bro. Like, Thunder Down Under are at this fucking major. Do you understand how bad Thunder Down Under fucking are? Like, NA the Americas
I think they're all
region
part
has-
time.
I don't give a fuck. The Americas region also has too many fucking slots as well. Like, I don't view major Counter-Strike as World Cup football. I don't think Australia needs to have a spot. If they can't compete, they can't fucking compete.
Well, I will say now that there is, and this is going to a very different topic, now that there is more of esports World Cup kind of stuff that is happening this year, supposedly, and all that stuff, I am way more open to the, let's say it is the best teams in the world at the major, and that is it.
Yeah. Because, like, okay, so just looking at the screen here, 3D Max aren't there, FaZe aren't there, Magic aren't there, Alliance aren't there, Eyeballers aren't there, Nip aren't there. They're all European teams. Some of them are shit. They would dog walk FlyQuest and Thunder Down Under.
Yeah.
Those two teams do not need to have spots.
You couldn't stream what would happen. You know,
so-
the stream would get taken down.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't upload it to fucking Pornhub. Like, they don't allow that shit anymore. But if we go back to the tier list, I'm just going to slap this one in. I'm going to bring us back around. Why are they
This goes in the, why are they here?
Why are they here?
Can we make another tier called DEI higher?
Why are they here in brackets DEI higher? Or is DEI higher just for the NA teams? No, it's just
Well,
for the
it's
NA
for the
teams.
it's for the Asia teams and the NA teams, because there's got to be at least one or two European teams. That is why are they here?
No, there
as
isn't.
opposed.
No,
Oh, there isn't. Okay.
No. It's
Okay.
This is literally the DEI. DEI
All right, bet.
fucking category.
So
It's
this is the
crazy.
DEI tier. All right.
Yeah.
Why are they here? Hey. Move on.
I hate it, but love that. All right, we're moving on because we are 40 minutes into this and not out of stage one. So we're gonna start moving.
Don't worry, there's more to go.
Sinners. This is their first ever major appearance, which I did not believe when I read this, and I had to do a lot of Googling because I really thought I had seen them on a sticker in game, and I've lied to myself somewhere. Changes.
Gaslit.
Were they on? You know, remember the RMR sticker?
They were
For
not an
COVID.
RMR sticker. I literally just went onto the Steam community
That's the one I
market
thought it might have
and
been on, but I guess
searched for Sinners in the Steam community market. I couldn't find anything. Changes. They signed Moto at the start of the year. We're going to need to go through this whole roster because I don't know if everyone's familiar. And let's go from there. Sam, would you like to start and be brisk this time?
So Sinners, they're a EU mixed team that maybe has some Czech people on it. They have Modo, he's not Czech. They have other players as well. I'm gonna be real.
They have Stress on,
They have Stress on.
who's very good. He's very
Yes. I mean, real. I don't know anything about Sinners.
Okay.
I think, but I'm not mad about them being here because they're an EU team, and I've seen them at some Tier 1 events this year. They didn't win, but they looked good. They actually looked good. This is the difference. They look better than these other shitters in the DEI here.
So
I think the
very
last
quick.
3 majors, they've been like a game away from making it. They've been very close over and over. And they did have to quit their Czech majority and go international. They're still that kind of region. They have a Pole, a Romanian, and Stresan is Macedonian.
Macedonia has decent players recently, by the way, unrelatedly.
Yeah. Stresan's legit though. I think they can get through the stage.
I think they can as well. And I think to very quickly, because we should move on from Sinners, because neither of us know enough about them. But my point, what I said earlier about the top 32 teams making it, Sinners would be there, either way. Mm-hmm. So for me, they're here and that's fine. Mm-hmm. Yep. They are, for me, if we're going to have 32 teams in the major, it's to let teams like Sinners be in the major, not teams like FlyQuest and Thunder Down Under.
Just one last thing on Sinners. You may have heard us say the name Moto before. I'd like to remind everyone he was on the TSM Return to Counter-Strike team, just so we're all aware of where we know that name from.
Wasn't he also on Let Us Cook with Snacks?
I did not see that.
I think.
Fucked if
I think. But honestly, might
just I think just hit us with the next team. How about that?
Go.
All right, next team is MIBR, which, let's remind everyone, not fully Brazilian team anymore. They had brought in Kiekert, and who was the other player that they brought in? Because it wasn't...
they brought in Kiekert and Clem.
Klemp.
Yeah, so they brought in Kiekert and Clem. Kiekert then left, Clem remained, and LNZ was signed after his benching by Heroic. Yeah. Now, Logan, I don't know if we've ever done this bit with you. So, Charlie, could you just search Engineer Prometheus, please? We're gonna
putting P in your browser on the stream is dangerous, Charlie. Well done, it's brave.
Right, so this is LNZ, if you're unfamiliar. This is what he looks like. He's a reasonable IGL. But MIBR have 2 very, very good players. They have Insani, who is Insani. He is very, very good at the game. And Klim, who is one of the best up-and-coming AWPers in the world, but has had kind of limited exposure to Tier 1 and the EU play. Mm-hmm.
Just for context, he is signed to G2 still. He's on loan to MIBR, if that's an interesting thing. I think, Sam, you make a good point that they have 2 very good players. The issue is that's it. The issue is that this is simple and electronic.
Venom Zero's okay, to be fair.
No. This is simple electronic with Zeus, Edward, and Flamey.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I can give you that.
Like, they can still do damage and stuff, but...
Yeah, they just did damage at CAC. They looked really good there. Because we definitely were on the Chinese sleep pattern watching that shit. But I've been told they did really well.
Yeah,
and the stats, you can look at the stats and it backs them up. They're just a weird team because they're a lot like I feel like every South American team goes through this point of you never know how to rate them, and then when you start to rate them, they start to disappoint you. But MIBR, because they have Klim and because they have Insani, and they work in this way that Jack just said, like simple electronic, they have this thing where they can just like blow teams out of the water, and that could do really well for them. For me, they still don't make it to like stage 3, I don't think. But they're here and that's
stage
fine.
2.
Yeah, they're here and that's fine. And I think if we were to look at the other tier lists we made, they're still here and that's fine. Okay, yeah. I did wonder if they'd gone up a tier. But they're here and that's fine. And that's okay.
All right. Moving to our next team, America's team, M80. I think it's the only actually America's team that's in the entire major.
NRG and Liquid. as well.
Well, I don't
It's
know
all
if I
depressing.
can. I don't think
There's
we can
there's
count
like
Liquid.
one team if you combine those three, that's maybe okay.
Okay, so
And it's mostly
M80.
M80.
Hex was released, replaced by JBA, who came over from Wildcard,
Correct.
who was supposed to be Wildcard Savior. We'll have a conversation in a minute. They've been fine this year, is what I'm kind of getting.
Nope.
No?
They've kind of been on a bit of a downward trend.
They've been terrible. Since I made that document, they've been terrible.
Sick.
The
Love
thing is,
to hear it.
and I'm using a Sam's line here. The thing is, Hext was a really good fit, and he was a very good role player in that system. JBA on paper was a better player in most ways, but that's not translated. The team hasn't improved.
Okay.
Which
Like
is an
JBA
issue.
in that JBA in that team compared to Hex in that team is like a roll cells wet dream. Like it
Yeah.
just that's why it hasn't worked. JBA
Consult
is
the chart.
absolutely a better player than Hex.
Yeah, I can't believe you're defending Hext, but I know what you mean.
But if you're asking them both to do this job, and you choose JBA, well, you ain't been having some 0% beers. That's all I'm saying.
Hey man.
You ain't been having those 0%ers. You're on that good shit. Because yeah, it's just not worked out. They're very flat at the moment. I think they've gone out dead last in their last 2 international events, or maybe they got a win in like CAC or some shit. But they went dead last in Astana. Just really bad performance. Swish is a fucking cuckold as well, so there's that.
Sure, man.
If you just go onto the other tier list a second, you'll notice they're in fucking close but no cigar. We had them as like stage 3 potential.
And
Right
note
now-
here that they're getting brought down to why are they here tier. I assume.
Right now they ain't getting out of stage 1.
Yeah, they beat Pain at CAC in the BO1.
In
That's
a
cool.
BO1.
They beat Wildcard at Thunderpick World Championship 2026 North America, which
I bet
that
that
was-
contains some good teams.
no, that it was just them. This event was
Okay.
just the final,
Brilliant.
basically. The rest of it wasn't HLV, I don't think.
Amazing.
Or I think they auto qualified to the final. Some nonsense like that.
Oh yay.
They recently beat Iowa Stormball in a ESL Challenger League.
Oh, my favourite Game
Hell
of
yeah.
Thrones character.
So this is the level of competition they're playing against. Really,
They suck. Basically, they fucking suck.
they fucking blow. Yeah.
Why are they here?
Okay.
Why are they here? Just get Lake onto a decent team and move on.
Yeah.
I mean, always. I'm always here for getting Lakon to a decent team. All right, next team we're talking about. We're speeding through the next 4 teams. Okay, I've decided.
Oh, yeah.
Tai Lu. Tai Lu is the next team. The only thing you need to know is attacker retired and was replaced by a guy named Zero. Is there anything else we need to know? Otherwise, I'm just
Zero's
assuming
pretty
Tai Lu.
alright, but that's about it.
Yeah, we literally know nothing about them this year because they barely played. They went out like 9th, 12th in CAC. They're here and that's fine because we really like them.
I do like
Hive,
Tai Lu.
Rise up. There's nothing to say about them
Jamie-
because we haven't seen
Jamie
them.
Hive.
The
Jamie
only
Hive.
thing to say about them is that I know they're better than LynnVision.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of it.
Just let me real quick. That they are here tier. Does that mean we expect them to get out of stage 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's fine.
some teams won't get out of stage 1 that are in that tier because I think numbers will matter.
No, but currently, like that's what
Sure.
I'm saying is,
Yeah.
Well,
we
yeah.
already have our stage 2 teams from
Okay.
right.
I think
Potentially.
you're right, but we're gonna figure that. Well, the tier list is always fucked. Okay,
It's
We're just-
semantics. I
we're
don't
moving
really
on.
care.
All right,
It's vibe
next
based.
Next team is NRG. They benched George, formerly George Snorts, and signed Grim.
George snorts what? What's he
I
snorting?
don't know. We don't know.
Oh, God.
Panties.
This team lives or dies by OC.
Oh, my
Nah.
God.
OC was
Oh,
great
mate.
at Krakow and has just disappeared
Mate,
since
no,
then.
we're actually. I'm sorry, we are going to do this for a second. Charlie, can you go on OC, please? Because it's so bad. It's so bad. I didn't realise this until I was writing a deep dive the other week. Mate, bring up his. Go on events now, Charlie. He's had one good event. The rest of the time, he has been fucking awful. It's so bad. I think he comes out at like a fucking 0.8 or something. Grim's at about a 0.8 as well.
Oh.
It is horrible for this team right now.
NRG stands for not really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Put it on like top 30, Charlie, and then scroll down because he still gets like he's fucking. I played an A events. Yeah,
Whoa.
0.94. Scroll down. What's Grim at? 0.97. Sonic 0.94. Like this team fucking blows. Why are they here? Like, give this to Alliance, man.
Give this slot to my team that's playing in a New York City
Hang
LAN
on.
next weekend.
Hang on. I've just noticed something.
What's the matter, mate?
Yes.
FaZe is there.
FaZe is there.
Eh.
They aren't in the major. Let's
No.
carry on.
We'll
Let's
get to that.
carry
We'll
on.
cross that bridge.
We're
when
moving on.
yeah.
We've been going
We'll
52
cross
minutes.
that
We're moving. Sharks. Why
Why are they here? I'm not even talking
Why are they
about
here?
them. Fuck them
Move
off.
on.
Fuck them off.
Sharks, the Brazilian team. That's all I'll add to the mix. Next is Gaimin Gladiators. Who in the hell are Gaimin Gladiators? I only know them from Dota.
So they are the Brazilian unction.
Yeah.
Their average age is 28, I'm pretty sure. And,
Nope, it's 30.7.
even better. After qualifying for the major, they benched Phelps. Well, sorry, they terminated Phelps' contract and gave no comment on why. So either there's been a crime or like they just wanted to make the change, and then they've replaced him with Fur, who, other than a standard appearance, hasn't played a proper game for 4 years. Was
2022.
it, Sam?
I will note that did increase the average age of the team.
Yeah, I mean he's the young.
Yeah.
Like again, this team shouldn't be here. Like they might shit their way through a BO1 because Henny like does have hands, but that's
No. They played in an event the other day, and I can't think who it was who tweeted it, but it was someone respectable. It was just like, if you have Thunder Down Under as an 0-3 pick and they're on track to play Gaming Gladiators, swap it to Gaming Gladiators because Thunder Down Under will beat them. Like, Gaming Gladiators are terrible. Why the fuck are they here? This is a direct consequence of your shit region having fucking 10 slots, Logan. This is what I have to deal with. Sharks and
You
Gaming Gladiators.
heard my statements.
Yeah, well...
Speaking of which,
You're the figurehead. That's what you are.
Thunder Down Under. Next team on the list.
just real quick.
No.
If
Australian, right?
If I filter LAN top 30 2026 for Gaming Gladiators, nothing.
Okay.
Shouldn't be at the major.
Yeah,
I
precisely.
should have to see something if I do that. Thunder Down Under, all we're saying, lovely stickers. Perhaps the stickers of the major
Very
in terms
sexy.
of colour.
I
Fucking awful Australian team. Fuck off.
Can we just also really quickly note that this is the former FlyQuest team for everyone who's has no clue
pieces
what
of.
these people are?
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Pieces
not,
of the
but it
former FlyQuest
is.
team?
Yeah. So it has...
It's FlyQuest plus ASAP and
TJP.
yeah, the big fella from Rooster.
TJP.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't want to talk about a team with
no.
Dexter.
No,
fucking
we're not talking about them
Alistair.
anymore.
Move
I
on.
just
Move
wanted
on.
to
Move
say
on.
so people knew. FlyQuest.
No one needs to know about this team. No one needs to know about this team. FlyQuest this year have been absolutely fucking atrocious. So bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
So
don't
Fly-
even
put FlyQuest in. Why are they here?
Honestly, they don't even deserve being spoken about. They've been that bad. They've played that little Counter-Strike. Fuck them.
Okay.
Fuck them.
The last team in stage 1 is a team that I felt that we were probably going to need to talk about. So let's pre-place Liquid and why are they here,
Correct. Well
and
judged.
have and I'll let you all have your conversation about Liquid, which I'm sure you've had a
Do you
million
want to
times.
do the
Let me
roster
begin.
move bit?
Let me begin.
No, let him do the
Oh.
roster move bit.
Okay, I
while
mean, that's what I was
They're
gonna start with, so go
they're
ahead.
single roster
while I
move.
gather my senses.
They swapped Nerds for MOUZ MD.
Yeah, the doctor is in, and he is.
Explain
performing-
why they did that, Jack.
I'll tell you why they did that, because Liquid had not a fucking chance in hell of making the major under European VRS implications. So they just changed their region, which, in my opinion, you shouldn't be able to do. There should be some point penalties if you do that. You know? And if you're a good team, it doesn't matter, because you've still got enough points. But if you're barely scraping by, They swapped their region and then still almost didn't make it. This team is abysmal. They have, I'm going to go out and say it, they have the worst AWPer in the event on that team.
I've got to
Seriously.
watch Alistair play.
Fine.
Alistair's terrible.
I think he's better than Ultimate.
No, I'd take Ultimate over Alistair.
The fact
Whatever,
that it's a
man.
conversation is enough.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Alistair's a nice guy. Ultimate is you know, he's Polish caveman, isn't he? He's fucking clueless. And it's not mechanically he might be.
You're gonna
good.
have fun seeing him at the media.
All right, mate. I'm
AI.
gonna see. Yeah. You watch the podcast? No. Oh, good. I'll get a haircut. Maybe that'll help me out. Ultimate is appalling. He is.
Yeah, he's terrible.
If you dragged a Neanderthal out the ice, defrosted him, and
Gave him like
let him play
15 edibles.
deathmatch and some Red Bulls, he'd be as good as Ultimate. Honestly, probably better.
Yeah, Ultimate.
You have Crybaby Elige, who is just like sad and bad. You've got Naf, who
And Bald.
loved the guy
Don't
to
forget
death.
Bald.
I wish he'd be I wish him all the best. You have Malbs, who like was kind of not comfortable on G2, was really good on M80, was kind of okay on G2, like has better roles
he
now,
wasn't.
but isn't really good. And then you have Sui, who
Just seems to have
maybe
no
the
leadership qualities.
biggest
at all.
fraud IGL of all time.
Yeah, and then Flashy, who also I don't know if he's good or not. I bet he fucks them.
I think
That's a little callback to a previous podcast. I bet he fucking lays pipe.
I think Flashy is the only piece of this team you should keep.
Yeah.
I wish Liquid didn't make the major, so they could make changes sooner, because this team has to exist for, you know, let's say another week until they go 3.
Yeah, they're at a point where they're so fucking bad that I actually don't think they make it
Euthanize.
out of stage 1. And I think after the major, seeing as Passion UA is up for sale, they should kick Shui, they should kick Ultimate, sign JT and try. And if it still doesn't work at that point, if they even decide it's worth doing that, which I honestly don't know if it is, just disband the team. Release them all from their contracts. Don't even try and get money for them, because it is not worth how long it will take to sell them when you still have to pay their wages.
Yeah.
Just break the contracts.
The stocks are down. The team is bad. They cheated the system, which I'm not going to blame them for, because the system is allowing them to do that. But that needs to change. There's nothing good about this team.
Awful.
All right, we're going to get to stage 2 teams in a minute, but first, before we get there, a quick word from our sponsors.
All right, so let's take a quick pause before we get back into Jack overanalyzing banana control.
It's not over-analysis. It's insight. There's layers to this, man. Come on.
Not with you, son. But we should probably mention our sponsor, Raise.com.
Ah, yes. The place where all that I've definitely got to read on this game confidence can actually be tested.
If you're already watching the matches and calling everything in your head or out loud like you unfortunately tend to do, it just gives you a way to lean into it a bit more.
And to be fair, it is pretty straightforward. You can dip in, back what you think's going to happen, and then get back to shouting at your screen.
Which, let's be honest, Jack, for you, it's probably just going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but this just makes it feel a little bit more intentional.
Yeah, so if you, like Jack, require more excitement, he also tends to do it with Viagra, you should check out Raise.com. It is the site for you.
Back your favourites, trust your reads, and there's other games with a little bit extra riding on it.
Anyway, Raise.com. Give it a look if you think you know better than Jack. You probably do.
You probably do.
Thank you to Past Sam for that beautiful advertisement. Let's start stage 2 teams. Okay, so these teams will actually, we'll give a shit about them. Team 1, Spirit. Last changes they did, they benched Zwei. They rebrought Zonix back. They've benched Chopper. They've rebrought Magix back. And now he's the IGL for this team. Jack can start.
Jack, who's starting? You?
I'll go, because there's a caveat that we'll need to come to, okay? They've been looking better, and the last 2/3 events, Sophic has been out coaching, as Hallie has been out for medical reasons. last week, maybe this week, maybe yesterday, Sam and I said it'd be a lot better if Sophic was coaching this team during the major. Mr. Chad Sponge Birchall has spoken to the rule makers. The substitute cannot replace the coach, we are told. So, Halley will be coaching the team in the major. Hopefully, Sophic will be doing all the prep and being involved in everything as much as possible. Because across the board, flashes are up. Tania is up. Shiro is up. Zontix is fine.
So
Magix seems more comfortable as an IGL. So really, like, I didn't even mention Donk because I think it goes without saying he's incredible, right? We had them in like this fucking playoffs tier, and I'm happy to. I would call them a winner at this point. I think there's still a chance if Vitality falter, they're the team who could beat them. I don't think anyone else is coming close to that right now.
So, question about the coach bit.
Yeah.
So Softic is the assistant coach, I assume?
Assistant coach and academy coach. Or
Okay.
he was the academy coach or whatever.
So the only thing he can't do is stand behind the team in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to confirm what the exactly the
Yeah.
to go into
line was,
a bit more detail and to add more yearly context, Spirit came into this year having made very big changes when you factor in, they made 2 changes, and one of those being an IGL change, especially with someone like Magix who had never been in IGL before. And they looked shit. They looked really bad. You had, Tania always felt like a Zontix upgrade anyway. He was quite a weird one. To see them on the same lineup was weird. There's some roles that Zontix has that you think, maybe Tania should have them. And then there was other places where Tania, even though he had the role he should have, was getting, cucked by the system for no real reason. Magix looked completely out of his depth as an IGL, didn't call a good game in a very long time. And I, for the longest time on this podcast, we're talking a long way pre-Budapest, I was saying, and I stand by the fact I was one of the first people, who does this kind of thing in CS, who actually has a platform to speak on in CS. One of the first people to say, Halley needs to fucking go from Spirit. Because I think you get to a point when you understand how certain teams run, when you understand that Spirit, it all comes down from Halley. Halley is the puppet master. He's the one making all these fucking decisions, right? He wants a, lobotomized IGL who he can just, ram his hand up his arse and, direct him to do a rush or a split 8 rounds in a row even though it doesn't go well. That's what Halley wants, right? I think once you understand that and once you could see the consistent trends happening, which then got even worse this year with Magix, and they played this horrible system where for a top 5 team they were using flashes like they were a fucking ESEA advanced roster, who probably actually an advanced roster would probably use flashes better
yeah.
because they're trying so hard to be something they're not. They fucking sucked, basically. And they were really bad, and they didn't look like they could win a trophy. And they had this crazy stat for the longest time that Tania had only ever won, 1 playoff game, and that was at, Budapest. They were bad, man. They were bad. Halley then goes, and Sophic comes in. And not only does Spirit throw more flashes, not only does Tania look like his old self, where he's making calls that he wants to do this, or he wants to make this play, and he's got this freedom, and he's exciting again. You also have the players in interviews, Magix is there saying that he's actually calling stuff now. Zontix is saying everything about the way they play is different. Shiro is saying, we throw flashbangs now. There's this much positive stuff coming from the players that them having Halley back, I hope to God Halley just stands there and just occasionally calls a timeout just to let them chill. I hope he's no part of the prep at all. I don't want to see him near the fucking team, if I'm honest, because I actually think the difference is so big. that I think all the players will be aware of it. All of them know it. And I think having Hallie there could actually be a fucking demoralizing factor for them. And I think based on what we've seen from the last two events from Spirit, Hallie now is such a step backwards because there's just no reason to have him anymore. Even if they play the same way, you know that it's not Hallie doing it because Hallie would have done it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He would have done it 2 years ago when after Kato, Spirit didn't really kick on. So just get rid of him and get Sophic. That said, if they've still got the latent Sophic stuff without him being behind them, they are still the team best positioned to swipe this major out of Vitality's hands.
Yeah. Just on that as well. So they came third at Krakow, okay, with Hallie. They bombed out of Blasup and Rotterdam, 7th to 8th, I'm pretty sure. And then they came second in Rio, losing the Fatality, fair enough. And they won Astana, beating Falcons. So, like, I think Rotterdam was with Hallie, maybe, I'm not sure.
It's only Astana and Rio that's with
Yeah,
Sophic.
so 2 events with Sophic, they've made the final, and they've won one of them. And they've lost to the team that everyone thinks is going to win the major. So, they're looking a lot better. So it is a little bit worrying. I'm still going to put them in the winner tier, for sure.
Yeah, I think they should be. But it's a testament to how bad they've been that we're talking about them now. Mm-hmm. We should be talking about them in stage 3, and we're not. We're talking about them now.
But yeah, I was about to say that. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to our next team here. Astralis. Last time we saw them was in Budapest. They've made plenty of changes. So they released Stown, Magic's contract expired, and Device was signed by 100 Thieves, which you'll notice questionably not on this tier list at all. Ryu was signed from Monte, and Fozy from 9. Somewhere in there we're missing a player.
No, we're not.
No, not.
Stown was already benched.
Stown was already benched? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay, Huxley, Jabby, and those two is the lineup.
Got it. Okay.
Which is
Sam.
important to note, an international lineup.
An international, not a Danish lineup.
Not a Danish lineup.
Please begin with Here Sam.
Okay. I think everyone who knows me knows that I used to be a very big Astralis fan. I still quite like the team, especially now. It's quite a likeable lineup. Mindless, that chinless cunt, Yabby. He can go fuck himself. Just putting it out there. And I think there was very little expectations on Astralis coming into the year. They had a very intriguing lineup. I think we were all excited to see them. But there wasn't really any expectations. Ryu wasn't really a tier 2 name that you knew he'd performed well, but he hadn't been outstanding. He's not someone that you were like overly excited to see make the step up. But Fuzi, that was an exciting one. And they improved a lot, but then they've dropped off because Ryu has steadily been getting worse. I think, Charlie, just go onto the other tab real quick. So we had them playoffs. I don't think they make playoffs, and I think, Jack, you'd probably agree.
I've got to back my boy. But they've looked... Krakow, Astralis, playoffs. This version with Rio being a bit more pants and kind of... They're not looking as great together. Yeah. I think close but no cigar. Playoffs is still possible, depending on such things as seeding and groups and who they face and stuff. Not groups, but
they need some stuff to go their way.
Yeah, things they can make playoffs if things go well for them. But yeah, older Gitis Kosakos is he's just not the guy right now, unfortunately. And he was brought in to kind of be the guy. That's the issue, right? He was kind of meant to be a bit of a star. Steer is still, I think, the best rated player on this team.
Yeah. And Ryu is now just a fucking hard support player. I've said a lot on this podcast. I want Ryu out of this team fast. I think he's the reason they won't make the playoffs. So yeah, close but no cigar for me.
They should sign Tessez. Anyway.
All right, next on the list is Foot. You guys are going to have to explain this to me because this team came out of absolutely fucking nowhere in the last 6 months.
This
it's
is
the
where you
first
are
time at the
wrong.
major. I've heard incredible things about them. Inform me.
So this is the remnants of Navi Junior minus MongolZ, who is now on Navi Senior. Navi released them because they were getting invites to the same events as Navi. So they'd literally made themselves a tier 1 team just from grinding. They have a coach called Coolio, who all the players have said is incredible. They have some very, very talented players. So Foot signed them and replaced McCarthy, the void of McCarthy, with Lanx, who's been around, actually. Like, he's been on Falcons. He's been on a few pretty good teams. I think he was on Sprout at one point.
Yes,
he's looking the best he has, honestly, on Foot as well. They're solid. They're solid. Foot are really good. They were in the Cloud9 and Gambit category, which I'm content with putting them in. They've slowed down a little bit. I still think they could have a really
They've
good
slowed down since, I'd like to point out, winning a tier 1 event. Right? There are not many teams that have won a tier 1 event this year. Vitality, Navi, Spirit, PARIVISION, and Foot. That
Can we
means
just
something.
note that it's really funny to have a team whose name is Foot?
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Okay, I wanted to make that very clear. Not sure if that had been.
It's footballist, right? Is the Turkish?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I understood where it came from. I just chose not to
It's
care.
us though. Yeah, no, it's not good.
Incredible.
But they're a lovely team, genuinely. I think, Logan, I know you don't watch much Counter-Strike nowadays, but I know you try to watch a bit of majors. If you see a Foot game is on when you can watch it, or
Just watch
even a time that is difficult to watch it, make it less difficult. Watch it. They are, without a doubt, the most fun team to watch in Counter-Strike right now. They play lovely CS. They've all got really snappy aim. Even apart from Symmetry, who's a very interesting AWPer in that he's very versatile, but not exactly good at AWPing. He just has his moments. When they won their event,
Not
he was
flashy,
the MVP.
is it really?
I think the reason why we made the Cloud9 and Gambit, and it doesn't say Dark Horse, is because we actually know a lot about Foot.
Yeah, they're not a dark horse anymore.
And people don't know what Dark Horse means. Like, they would call Cloud9 and Gambit Dark Horses when they're not. But I do think if any team not named Vitality or Spirit wins the major, I still think it's Foot. So I think Cloud9 and Gambit, because I do think there's a big gap between Spirit and Vitality and Foot. But I think if one of them doesn't do it, it will be Foot.
So can we? It's unrelated but separate matter. What a fumble by Navi.
Well, yes and no, right? Because Navi are still the second best team in the world on paper.
But I feel like they've been the second best team in the world on paper for 3 years.
No, but they're better than Foot. We'll get back to this. It's a weird one.
I think Navi were kind of in a steak too juicy, lobster too buttery situation.
Yeah,
where they just actually had two very good teams in their books, and they're like, okay, well, why don't we just take the best player and sell them? And I think they've probably made a good bit of money as well, right? You got to remember they're trying to be a business too, right?
Yeah.
Final note on Foot. I know we need to get through this a little bit quicker. There's always this kind of idea that these young, mechanically gifted teams are just they just play, really loose, scrappy Counter-Strike. Every team like this is Bad News Eagles. It's fucking bullshit. Foot are a fundamentally fucking sound team. They play excellent Counter-Strike. And also have the players who can back it up mechanically. Which is why they're so fun to watch. That's my point.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next on the list is G-Dose Gamers 2. Last seen at the Budapest Major. They've swapped MOUZ for Nerds in that trade that we talked about with Liquid earlier. Thoughts, Mr. Jack? Because Sam went first last time.
So
I think.
G2 have been on a kind of nothing trajectory. They sometimes make playoffs. They sometimes miss it. I'm never surprised when they make it, and I'm never disappointed when they miss it, to be honest. They're just kind of all right. I think Sunpius has looked better lately, which has been a critique I think we've had for like a couple of months. Hunter's calling is still kind of under the microscope right now. I think we are still like, is that really the issue? I think it might be, but on a good day, if everyone's firing, I think they could beat certainly 70% of the teams in attendance. Placing them is difficult for me, really.
I mean, everything you said to me just sounds like they're here and that's fine.
Well, no, but this is the thing, because they could, like, I think in a game they beat GamerLegion, probably. But then do they get there?
So G2 are interesting, right? Because Nertz has improved them. Heavy God is great. Mattis is great. Sunpius massively improved recently. Still not the third best AWPer in the world, let's suppose, but he is improved. I'll give you that. Hunter, though, is this real problem where we can't tell if he's a particularly good IGL, but he also plays spots that he is not justifying being in. And when you look at the profile of players they've got, Mattis makes so much more sense to be in these spots. So much more sense. And I think if they go into the major, this is the interesting thing, because I think at some point G2 have to address this themselves. They can't go on existing how they've gone on, because the context being that, they won Blast Open London last year, and they just haven't kicked on at all. They have real bad composure issues. That when they get against better teams, it's typically Hunter that lets them down, in the fragging department at least. And they narrowly miss out on playoffs a lot, and I expect them to do that here. So I would put them in close but no cigar, and I think that's where they belong. But if they address the issues, if they swap Hunters and Mattis CT positions, and Mattis becomes a rotator, Hunter becomes an anchor, I think they go into Cloud9 and Gambit. I don't even think they go into playoffs. I think they go into Cloud9 and Gambit. So we'll put them in close but no cigar.
No, commit to it. Move them up.
No, because I don't think they will make the change, is the thing. I don't think they will.
Yeah, but let's think clickbait for the thumbnail. Cloud9 Gambit.
Put them in Cloud9 Gambit then, for the thumbnail. If they make that change, they can win the major.
Because the pieces are there. So I'm with you, for sure. Yeah, I like it. I like a hot take.
Next team on the list is Legacy. I am pre-stating I'm confused. Last time I saw the major was in Budapest. Their changes, they've benched Lux and signed Art, and apparently have massively improved with Art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they just won CAC.
Beating Falcons 3-1 in the final. Falcons, by the way.
Keyword Falcons. The super team. They're solid. Really good. They have really good players. The Art system is not what we remember from the days of FURIA and Fluxo. It's a more refined, it's the young rebellious punk has matured into a synth pop outfit that's a bit more established and bit more soulful.
Okay,
that's
Art now.
Dumao is playing some really good CS in it as well. Lato is just great. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Nissim looks like he's bald in his HLTV photo.
I think he's just
got
bleached hair, right?
He's got very bleached hair, but it looks like he's bald.
Right.
Charlie, can you please pull that up? I know it's unrelated, and I know that I was the one who said that we need to move quicker, but I do feel that we need to look at this.
Oh, he does. He looks hella bald.
Bloody hell, that's unfortunate, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
say,
definitely bleached, but he looks bald.
If you squint, that's Cooper.
There are two players on Legacy I can never wrap my head around. Sadzin's the more egregious one out of the two. But Nissim and Sadzin, no clue if they're good or not. At all. No clue. None. And I've seen them have amazing games.
Yeah.
I've also seen them fucking suck. Okay. So I think a lot of their
They've only won CACs, by the way.
Yeah. I think a lot of their major depends how Nissim and Sadzin do at establishing the floor.
Yes, exactly.
And more than Dumao and Lato as the ceiling. But based off recent performances, because they also placed third. Astana, Atlanta. Which one were they at, Jack?
I think they were at Atlanta. They were at Atlanta. Thank you, British Australia.
They placed third in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I've confirmed this.
Playoffs. For me.
Yes, without a doubt.
I think
I would
playoffs.
also say that. Yeah, they bombed out of Rio, but we're going to ignore that happened.
All right.
Yeah, because they've been really good since then.
Yes.
So playoffs in the making. Next on our list is 9Z. Last time we saw them in the major was 4 years ago in Rio.
I want to
Oh
take
my
this one,
God.
please. I don't want
I'm going to
Jack
let you
speak.
because
wanna
I know
go.
you have opinions.
Okay, fuck 9Z. For one, fuck 9Z. Right? Top to bottom, fuck 9Z. Fuck everything about this organisation. One, they should have had really nice purple stickers. They don't. They're fucking grey. Two, 9Z are a team who every year or every 2 years, 18 months, whatever time period you want to fucking call it, turn up at a tier 1 event, get a couple of upset wins, look great in doing it, and then fall the fuck apart. They did this in Astana, and they lost to Magic in the quarterfinals. Logan, you ever heard of Magic?
I assume you're not talking about either of the two players.
No, I'm talking about Russian team Magic.
Nope.
No, I didn't think you would have. Right? They lost to them.
Who the fuck is this team?
Yeah, exactly.
Good question.
Right?
Hold on. The jerseys are kind of fire.
No, the jerseys are sick. So fuck 9Z. I mean, I'm pretty sure they lost to someone shit today. Producer Charlie, I'm sure, will message as I'm saying this. King T put out a really good tweet about them when they were going on their run, saying he won't get excited about them because he knows exactly what will happen.
They lost to Sharks, by the way.
They lost to Sharks, who were shit, right? Where they'll then just go out of a couple of events in last place. I said it on the podcast in reaction to Atlanta or whatever fucking event it was. 9Z are a 0-3 pick for stage 2. Yeah. So, therefore, why are they here?
Wow, they're the first non-Australian American Brazilian team there.
South American, though.
Fuck them.
Okay, they're South American. Okay.
Fuck them.
We have
I think
yet to put a
an
European
important
team
thing
here.
because they should be there. An important thing as well is if you're a stage 2/stage 3 team and you go 3, that's an issue because teams from the previous stage will move up, and they should be mathematically the worst. So it means you're losing the teams who came from a stage below you. So therefore, you shouldn't be there.
Yep.
This is a
Moving
problem
on.
with the regions again.
All right, shut the fuck up. We're moving on. Pain is the next team. Jack, you can take this one. Their changes, they benched DGT and Davaduas. They've signed VSM and Puria
Junior.
David's doing this?
Puria Junior.
Davadeus. Yeah, so VSM, you may remember him from like 5 years ago. He was
Yeah,
back
he was
banned, but he
banned.
was really good. He's not banned anymore. He's not as good. Puria Junior.
Do you think there's a correlation between that?
Maybe. Puria Junior was on FURIA, and he was like not the best player on that team.
He was? He was
wasn't.
not on Furia. He was on Fluxo.
I think he was on FURIA Academy before Fluxo.
Oh my god. In 21 to 22, yes.
Yes, see?
Bloody
And he came up
semantics.
with Drop, if you recall, who was also kind of a bum. And he's flirted around that, the Fluxo sort of, level. He's pretty good. Snow is there as well, who's been like 15 forever.
And it's awful.
Great fun. Bom Carayo. Awesome, bro. Keep shouting. He's like Carrigan, but it's kind of cute and endearing. Do you know what I mean? Like, he makes loads of loud noises and doesn't really play very well, but I don't mind
And
it.
you want to like give him a hug because he's actually just
Yeah.
shit at Counter
Aww. He's like Grogu,
bless
you know?
you.
Or an Ewok.
Aw, you're still using your Make-A-Wish. Aw. Like, he's so bad.
I feel like they're meant to expire, right? Given the premise of Make-A-Wish, but regardless. Pain with a good games could make playoffs, but I don't think they will. So I'm going to call them a close but no cigar.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're going close but no cigar. Are they playing with NQZ? Are they playing with Safe? Do we know?
Safe.
They're playing with Safe?
Safe.
They're here and that's fine.
Okay.
They ain't doing anything. Not with safe.
All right.
Move him down, Charlie.
All right.
Thank you.
Next team and the last team in stage 2, Monte, who we last saw at the Blast.tv Paris Major. The changes,
Completely
they signed
different
None of those players remain. This is a new team.
Can we just note that Rainwaker was signed to this? I understand that was put there from that's all that's happened since the last major. But as a Liquid fan, from every other game, obviously not this game because they fucking blow in this game, Rainwaker in the big 2026?
Yeah, so Rainwaker was brought in to replace Ryu when Ryu went to Astralis.
Holy fuck. All right,
And
I have
he's
some more
been-
notes on this in a minute.
And he's been good. Likewise, Afro, who you'll know he used to play for
Yeah.
Fnatic, he's also been very good. But the great thing about Monte is, so they are their IGL is a UK guy called Gizmi, who wasn't originally an IGL but changed to IGLing, and he has put together one of the best teams in Tier 2. This is a legitimately very good team. They are like the epitome of the gap between Tier 2 and Tier 1. They're probably the Tier 2 team of all the teams in this major that have had the most Tier 1 exposure this year. And they never look bad, but they do struggle to win games. Azuwu is... he's probably the piece you'd look to change. He's not exactly talented. But
Where's his survival stats? Get them up, please.
But they're a fun team. Yeah, this guy, he just dies every round. That is his purpose, to die.
I just got Bimus jump scared.
Yeah, is another one. I mean,
it's this feels like the wayward team for former Tier 1 players. Like Rainmaker,
Not even
formerly
Tier
on
1
Liquid,
is crazy.
Bimus, formerly on FaZe, Afro,
Mouse as
formerly on Fnatic.
Yeah, I really like Monte.
Azuwu formerly on Endpoint.
I really like
don't
Monte.
know if
I
I'd
really
consider that
do.
Tier 1.
I wouldn't either.
I don't know if they get out of stage 2. I want them to. I don't know if they do. So I would say they're here and that's fine.
Yeah, I think they'll put on some entertaining games. I think the BO1s could certainly be in their favour to begin with. But after that, I don't know.
What I will say about Monte is, you know what I said earlier about Big, where their exposure to teams here is lower and they haven't beaten them when they played them. Like, they've been beating the teams that were lower down. Monte have a lot of exposure and they've beaten them a lot. So actually, maybe they're here and that's fine is unfair. Maybe be close but no cigar them.
That was more what I was leaning to.
Maybe the format really benefits them. So let's move them up. Let's be generous.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. Before we get to our stage 3 teams, we've only got 8 left in the books. We're going to take another quick ad break for Sam to get another beer.
So Jack, do you find it hard to keep up with all the news in Counter-Strike?
I do. I took a weekend off and I came back to 6 new IGLs, 3 retirements, and apparently Navi's Waterboy got picked up by a top 20 team.
Right. That's why I've been relying on the TLDR newsletter. It's a bi-weekly email that keeps you up to speed on everything in the CS scene, without needing to scroll Reddit for 3 hours while questioning your life choices.
Yeah, it's like if HLTV had a baby with your funniest friend who actually watches every game. You get quick hits of news, spicy roster moves, upcoming match schedules, and even some insider gossip. All killer, no filler.
And let's be honest, some of these tournament formats, you need a guide just to figure out who's playing who. TLDR breaks it all down, so you actually know what the hell's going on.
Plus, it's funny. Like, actually funny. It's like reading a group chat between smart CS fans who roast everything in sight, but still care deeply about the game.
So if your brain's full, but your heart still beats for Counter-Strike, do yourself a favour. Sign up for the TLDR newsletter. It's free, fast, and guaranteed to make you smarter. Or at least sound smarter in Twitch chat.
Check out the link down below and subscribe, because the only thing more tragic than missing a major upset is not even knowing it happened.
TLDR. You don't have time to read everything, but you still want to sound like you did.
All right. Stage 3, last stage of the major. First team we're talking about is PARIVISION, also known as the Jame Project.
Jack, you or me?
It's Jack's turn.
Well, I have few words. Last time playoffs. This time, close but no cigar. They have died a death. They have looked worse and worse as the year has gone by. I was very high on them to begin with. I am no longer. This team is looking like a shell of themselves, and they were already kind of a tumultuous team. Like, you know, they won games, but they were always close games. They don't win games anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, that's the James playbook right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is not his fault, though.
Yeah, we just got gaslit by being so happy he was back that we forgot that was the way. We lost the ancient text.
Yeah.
And they're just bad. Honestly, right now they're just bad. And what you realise is they're a group of players who maybe just aren't tier 1 players, and through the virtue of having very little tier 1 exposure and playing in the unique James style that tier 1 had forgotten how to deal with. And it is an adapted James style. It's better than the old James style. It's a bit more refined. Maybe they've just been fully adapted to. Maybe they're not actually that good. But Belchanok is a soldier. He's struggling. Nota's meant to be a star. He's struggling. Zielo's meant to be a star. He's struggling. The only real good pieces of this roster are Gaimin's way. And yeah, I think when we did the original tier list, they were a guarantee for playoffs, without a doubt. Since then, they have looked fucking abysmal. Das stands out here liking posts about benching players, talking very openly about benching players. They will not make the playoffs. There is no hope. They are already a dead team.
It's just
They are actually... They're who MongolZ should be signing for. That guy from BetBoom I mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
he should be on PARIVISION.
Can we put them as the first European entrant into Why Are They Here?
No, because they should win some games.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is the thing, right? They still fit under the top 32 teams should be here category.
All right. The problem is it's not. That's fine. It's a dead team. I am very anti-dead team. That's
It should be a dead team, but I think we
so
put them in.
am I, but it's inevitable.
okay.
Yeah,
Where would
they're
you like
here
to
and that's
place them?
fine. They're here
Okay,
and
that's
that's fine.
fine. All right. Next team. Aurora. This is the former Eternal Fire Corps, for those of us who have not been in Counter-Strike for a while. Benched Yoda, signed Soulfly. That's not a real player's name, right?
He's fucking saucy as well. Sam, I don't talk about Aurora. I'm protesting.
Okay, I was going to let you have this one. That's why I was going to be so kind.
Protesting.
Oh, fun. No, I will. They got better with Soulfly, like, noticeably at Krakow, and then he just shit his pants in the playoffs, basically. I think he was one of the highest rated players in the group stage, and then just disappeared. This is the best a Turkish team has ever looked, but I still don't care. I still have nothing. This team inspires nothing in me at all. I'm happy they're here. It'll be good for viewership and good for social engagements. And that's kind of it. The thing is, they might make playoffs.
They might.
I want them to play as little CS as possible because I don't like watching them. But they do have the mechanics to just win some games. And, they're not an appalling team. I just don't care for them at all. Like, this is entirely a personal bias. I just can't give a fuck. But yeah.
Okay,
Sam.
so you can tell, likewise how bad Spirit were doing at the start of the year. It's important to remember, right, the major cutoff, the invite ranking cutoff was April 6th. Okay, so you can tell by the same virtue of Spirit being in Stage 2, the Aurora being in Stage 3 is because they were benefiting. Since then, they've dropped off. They're not going as far, but they were making some playoffs earlier on in the year. They're exactly what you expect of Aurora. They've got a fifth piece who exists. Woxic is the same guy he's been for years. Major is still a terrible IGL. And Xantares and Wicardia are still very, very good prospects that you wish didn't play for Aurora because they could probably be...
Can you really call Xantares a prospect anymore?
I mean, prospect
Xantares is one of the best riflers.
More so than
ever.
actual, young prospect.
Yeah.
Prospect for watching someone fun.
Okay, I want to be clear here because I think he's definitely out of the prospect stage.
He's 30.
He's 30 years old. Yeah.
I still think Xantares could be on a major winning roster. So on Aurora. And Wicardia definitely could. But they've dropped off again. And it's like Jack said, man. Because we know what to expect from Aurora, they just inspire nothing. They elicit nothing. They are just... They're a part of the furniture in Tier 1 Counter-Strike. And for that reason, I think they'll do better than they've done at previous majors, but I don't think they'll make playoffs because I don't
Close
think
but
they're
no
as
cigar?
exciting now. So yeah, I think close but no cigar.
Alrighty. Next team on our list. FURIA. They have done nothing in terms of changing. This is their last major appearance was Budapest Major. This is Fallen's second to last major.
Yeah,
Right.
This is Fallen's last major.
This is his
No,
last major?
second to
No,
last.
sorry, end of year. Yeah, sorry.
Second to last major. He's got one more major this year. So
We'll
Fallen's
see.
on a
We'll
timer.
see.
He claims he's on a timer. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
Sam.
you or me, Jack.
Floor is yours, mate.
Okay, so Furia obviously last year, before Budapest, we were talking about them going into Budapest of this team who can win the major. They were phenomenal. They were on a tournament-winning run. They'd beaten everyone there was to beat, apart from MOUZ, I think was the only team they hadn't beaten or something silly like that. Everyone was in form, but they were also playing a classy form of Counter-Strike. Furia this year have still had deep runs. They came second in Krakow, was it, Jack? They lost the final. It was one of the first tournaments this year.
Yeah?
Um,
Yes, no, it was Krakow. Yes.
but the form is terrible. Like, Molodoi doesn't find anywhere near as much impact. Keserato isn't finding as much late round impact. Yekindar isn't finding as much early round impact. And Yuri is just bad. Like, we've said on the podcast a few times now, if Furia want to get serious about winning a single trophy before Fallen retires, Yuri has to be benched. Because he's just so far off it. But they're still a good enough team where playoffs is... when it's all best of 3 for them from when they get there. Because that's the other thing to note about these teams now. We are talking about teams who will only play best of 3s at the major. They're too good to not make the playoffs. For me, they're like the first team in this playoffs category where I have no doubt about the fact they will be in playoffs. Like the Cloud9 and Gambits in the playoffs, they might not make the playoffs. But Furia is the first team where I'm like 100% they are top 8 major team. They will be there. It's just how far they go after that.
Yeah, agreed. And I would say anything other than playoffs is a massive disappointment. Massive.
All right. Next team on the list is the MongolZ. Control's stand-in period has ended. They've signed cobraZera as the permanent 5th. They're just worse than they were when they had Senzu.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack, you take this one, because I think I'm a bit over the top about the MongolZ.
Kind of, but MongolZ to you is Aurora to me, I think, right? They've kind of been around at this upper echelon for a long time. They've made playoffs. They've won some stuff. Just don't care. Just very little to get excited about. When they had all the... was it a Chengdu when they had Bastard Jargle? What's his real name? What's his in-game name?
Controlers.
Controlers. I only ever call him by his surname for some reason. When they had Controlers, they were kind of fun. He was just like farming, and then he's just disappeared. cobraZera is a better player, but this team just got nothing. Like, I think you said it literally in yesterday's episode. Techno is looking very, very bad. He's putting up RGR numbers while not calling.
Techno.
It's a shame because like they're nice guys. They're kind of a fun team, but again, no confidence. I think it's likely they don't make playoffs. So I'd put them in the C but no C.
I think close but no cigar. I've got nothing extra. cobraZera is decent. He's just not Senzu. Mzinio's fine. Techno's awful. And 910 is very good, and I wish he had better English so he could get on a serious team.
Do you expect there to be changes post-major?
I don't think they can.
Or trying to get Senzu back?
I mean, maybe, but I don't I don't see it, honestly. I think the Mongols, they had their time in the sun.
They had their time.
And, yeah. I don't think they're ever going to be a bad team. They're still going to be Tier 1. They'll still make the occasional playoffs. But they're not going to do anything in an event like this. They're just not.
All right. Next team on the list is MOUZ Sports, who have had some changes. They benched Jimmy and Brolin. They promoted Zelix from MOUZ NXT and signed JL on loan. Exertion is now the IGL, but for Cologne, Brolin will be on the team instead of JL, I would assume.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Can only make
So,
one
end of the
sub,
day, Zelix
so-
for Jimmy.
Yeah, that is like a move. JL was a stand-in because they wanted to fuck Brolin off for a bit. MOUZ have written this major off, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have made these changes. They have looked
Better.
about the same in terms of results, I would say. They're still getting thirds and fourths. Xerxen looks phenomenal.
Which is the biggest
Unfortunately,
concern.
As an IGL, that won't keep up. As we discussed yesterday, the electronic effect. Oh, I'm IGLing now. I'm going to give myself loads of space, play call for core on myself. Wow, this game's easy. It's kind of like, like Apex has those games where he just is just feeling it and he just calls off himself and it's great. Doesn't last. I think MOUZ, they can definitely still make playoffs just because the players are good. I don't expect anything more though, and I wouldn't be completely surprised if they didn't make playoffs.
No, I think if they still had JL, they'd have a chance of making playoffs. I think without JL, not a fucking chance of making playoffs. And I also think this will be the event where it starts to go horribly wrong for Exertion. Because for context, Logan, Exertion's been pulling like 0.6s since taking over IGL. 1.6s even. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say 0.6 is like
Worse than
1.6
Carrigan
is-
numbers.
1.6 is fragging out of his fucking arse.
Yes.
On the CT side. But
they're like dog
they've,
numbers.
they've kind of fucked Zelix a bit. Like, he should really be in better roles than he is, so there's a lot of adaptation for him. This will be the biggest event in terms of both size and also field competitiveness that Zelix has played in, so that could be a big factor. Torzi still isn't great. Brolan, what motivation is he going to have, really, apart from maybe, like, the shock window buff?
Yeah.
I don't think they have a chance of making playoffs. But I think they'll give it a good go. Like, I think they're a team that could be in the 2-2 games, but I'll sit back very, very comfortably, like, sipping my whiskey and smoking my cigar, knowing that they have already lost their game.
And if I see a single MOUZ graphic that has Hyperspiel or home game on it, I'm going to lose my shit.
All right. So
TMO.
MOUZ should end up in the close but no cigar category.
Yeah,
So-
close but no cigar for them, I think.
Okay. 3 teams left, and I have a feeling I know where one of them is going. Falcons. They've benched Kixan, they've signed Carrigan, and from everything I have seen from being Counter-Strike adjacent, still look like shit.
Jack, please do this. I've wrote a deep dive about them this week, and I've lost the will.
Where to begin? The talent you have
beginning.
on this team is very, very good. You have one of the greatest AWPers in the world. You have one of the greatest riflers in the world. You have probably the best aggressive player after Donk in the world. Hot take? No, I don't think so. Second, third?
He's in that weird thing with like Flames and Makazi, where they're all probably the second best.
Sure, yeah, whatever. Tessez, role player, gotten worse since Carrigan joined. Carrigan, worse than
Tessez has gotten
Kicksan.
better, actually.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
But he's in worse spots, right? Or didn't we discuss
He's
this?
gotten worse. He's gotten a little worse on CT side and CT side
Okay.
efficiency. Like, he's holding his bomb site less than he was, but T side he's gotten a lot better. Like,
Okay,
noticeably
well,
better.
well, that's good. However, yeah, Carrigan, excuse me,
But obviously, Carrigan's bomb sites have got worse because going from
because he's
Tessez to
playing
Carrigan
on them. Yeah.
is like going from Usain Bolt to Oscar Pistorius without his legs. Carrigan.
Yeah. Like Liquid, they shouldn't have been able to do that. Carrigan shouldn't be on this team.
No, he
You shouldn't be able to change the roster you qualify with, and you shouldn't be able to sign. It's not a sub that you have on the roster. You've signed someone from another team who, has VRS points. We're trying to make the major. They're just shit. And he just gets a slot in and gets basically... Carrigan's going to be the only player who has attended every Cologne. It was him and Rain until last year. Obviously, Rain's on 100 Thieves. But Carrigan shouldn't be here either. He shouldn't be here. And he shouldn't be RGLing Falcons. He shouldn't be on Falcons because the issue with Falcons is not something that he fixes. His style, his system is not going to change this. As you said, from the fucking second the Kicksan was getting benched, Nico should be calling. Nico's career will blossom when he calls.
I will note that historically Nico calling has been the sign of death for a team.
I think,
yeah, but he's old now. Go.
I think I would like to go as far to say that Carrigan not only shouldn't be the IGL of Falcons, he shouldn't be the IGL of FaZe, MOUZ, the MongolZ, FURIA, Legacy, G2 Foot, GamerLegion, Spirit, Big Astralis, Monte, Aurora, BetBoom, Bait, Heroic, Sinners, MOBR, Pain, Tyler. He shouldn't be the IGL of anything. He should be fucking retired, right? If I'm having to watch Fallen retire this year, who is still a worthwhile member of his team, who is still a good in-game leader, why the fuck am I not seeing Carrigan retire? Because he is fucking abysmal.
Hold on now. Are you telling me that you don't want to see Liquid Carrigan for the heyday of his career?
I don't want to ever have to watch Carrigan play Counter-Strike again. He has a 0.78 against top 30 on LAN in the past 3 months. He is fucking terrible. Like, he is so bad. He doesn't call good games of Counter-Strike. And, I know there'll be someone out there right now who's like, yeah, but look, Kicksan's been playing so much better since Carrigan arrived. Fuck you. He was always going to play well. Eventually, I said Kicksan, Kaiosuke.
Kaiosuke, yeah.
Kaiosuke. The thing is, right, Kaiosuke is different to someone like Stown, right? Stown was always going to be a bitch in front of crowds because Stown isn't actually a talented player. He doesn't have that nuts kind of aim that all these talented players has. He doesn't. It's different to Device, who was always one of the best players in the world. Device was going to figure it out the same way Kaiosuke was going to figure it out. And Kaiosuke has figured it out. And I'm willing to bet it's fucking... okay, maybe you can say something about he's trading more because Carrigan knows his shit, so he's going in first. Right? But Kaiosuke was going to figure it out either way. Maybe just sped it up, or maybe it's coincidence. But he was going to figure this shit out. Carrigan should retire. The Falcon system is still bad, and Nico was meant to be the next IGL of Falcons. It wasn't meant to be Carrigan. It wasn't meant to be Crizzen or Gizmy or whoever other IGL you think you could give it a go to. Alexi B, whoever, right? It was just meant to be fucking Nico. And it would make more sense. Nico is in, more Ropsy roles. And it's they're not suited to him in today's day and age. He shouldn't be in them in today's day and age. He should be the tip of the spear, IGL, still in good spots on CT side, calling for the team. He shouldn't be... It shouldn't be what it is. And I think, honestly, if I was Falcons, if they don't make at least semi-finals, I would bench Carrigan after Cologne.
All right.
They won't because of PR nonsense, but yeah.
Are they in the what tier would you like to put them in? Because
playoffs.
You've said all of that, but they're still going to make playoffs.
They'll make playoffs.
Well, they have to make playoffs. This is the issue, or something has gone terribly wrong.
All right.
Do we have too many playoff teams now? I think we might do.
We're going to have one too many, but who cares?
It's fine. Culture.
NAVI. They have done absolutely no changes. We saw them last in the semis at Budapest. They're good right now, according to you all.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
NAVI, they got rid of JL. I mean, JL sort of benched himself. They were going to get rid of Immer. We all know this, but JL was like, actually, guys, I want to take some time off. Fair enough, kind of based. But guys, he's really fucking good, really good. Blade system, Alexi's system, whoever's it is, we know it's Blades, is solid. It's really, really good. They play very solid Counter-Strike. They have great rotations. They have great stacks, solid reads. and they have the players to back it up, which is good. Wonderful has looked really good in recent time, which has been a critique. He's looked pretty fucking solid. Bit kind of back to winning ways. Immo is still like absolutely fine, not anything to write home about massively. Navi should be everyone except Vitality at this event. That's the issue, right? This whole major comes with a caveat.
Lose the Spirit.
They will
I
use
don't
Spirit,
think they played
but
Spirit enough to know.
the bracket's going to be. They won't face Spirit because the bracket will be fun that way. I think. I don't think they'll play Spirit this major. If they do, they'll lose. But yeah.
But so this is what I was going to say. I think especially now that they beat Vitality in Atlanta, I don't think Navi stand a chance of beating Vitality. Likewise, if Spirit plays the way they did in Astana, I don't think Navi stand a chance of beating Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But if they somehow dodge them, they absolutely can win the major. So they should probably go in the winners category.
That's where I'd put them. I think it's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors cycle between Navi, Vitality, Spirit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and Navi winning. Navi are probably the team where them beating Vitality in a final would be the most kind of cathartic, cinematic moment, I think, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that.
All right, and let's go to our very last team, which probably will be the second or third quickest team of the day. Vitality. I don't know how much we really need to say about them. They have been the best team in the world for, what, a year and a half, 2 years now?
They are the best team of all time.
They are still the best team in the world. They are looking to do the three-peat. They are incredibly good.
Yeah, I'll take this one because I think we don't need to harp on, and there's a few things to say. One, they are win this major or not, go out 0-3 or win it without dropping a map and winning every map 13-9 or better. They are the greatest team of all time, and I don't think anyone will top them for a very, very long time. They didn't practice before their last two tournaments. They didn't practice before Blast Rivals and they won it, had some shaky games, and they didn't practice before Atlanta, lost once in the group stage and then lost the quarterfinal to Navi. That is the wake-up call Vitality will have needed, that they have to practice, which obviously they were going to, it's major. But that is what they needed. That, in my opinion, makes them more dangerous than ever, and I think they have probably just won this tournament already.
Yes.
I mean, they were going in the won it already category to begin with, but the fact that they now have a chip on their shoulder a little bit from losing.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate real quick. Tiny point. Them stepping off the gas to have their little vacation and stuff, it could kill the momentum they've had. And I'm not saying that their results have been only because of momentum.
But they do this all the time.
Yeah, but they were vocal about it this time.
No, but you have to remember, like, they do this all the time. They manage their team better than any other team on this list.
Maybe, probably. Yeah. Moot point then. We can move on.
Yeah.
All right.
And finally, FaZe. Why are they here? Different reason, just not sure why they're on the tier list.
Yeah.
All right.
Whack 'em on, Charlie. Whack 'em on. It'll do nice for the thumbnail.
We've got one more thing to get to, and then we are done with this podcast. And we're going to move quickly because A, I have to leave soon, and B,
And this has been 2 hours.
We're almost at 2 hours.
If you're still listening, comment. Logan is great. Thank you.
Thanks,
Also comment that Taken is a fucking idiot.
All right, so the last thing that we wanted to do is we're doing my Pickems.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's be clear. This is my actual real Pickems. We're not, like, normally we do this on HLTV or whatever. These are my real,
We're not
legitimate
even using
Pickems.
a simulator.
I think
we're just
let's do
in-game.
it. Let's do it like men. Sam, you pick.
We're going in
FURIA.
dry. Jack's biting on the pillow. It's great.
Yeah, we're not touching a simulator. There's no thinking.
Sam, you take 3-0. I'll take 0-3. Logan, you can fill in the other teams.
I'm ready.
Go, Sam.
Okay, so I think GamerLegion, without a doubt, FURIA. I think they've looked really strong recently.
Okay.
And then I think the other FURIA spot is a toss-up between BetBoom, Big, and MIBR. I think Big is the weakest shout for that. What are you doing, Charlie? Why are you moving them there?
I'm moving them, and I'm just moving them so
Logan, why
that
are you
they're
moving?
separated.
You're confusing me.
For,
Right, okay.
I'm just moving them so they're separated.
Okay,
'cause
you're
said all the
scaring
teams.
me. Charlie starts moving shit, and now I've got PTSD.
I think it's
Right,
great.
anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. I think Big have the weakest claim to this. I don't think this major is going to be easy for Big. I think they're going to go far, but I don't think it's going to be an easy run for them.
Mm-hmm.
BetBoom Bait is like fucking tossing a coin. Like, they could very easily just end up in the 3-0 against each other. I don't know how it works. Right, in which case one of them guaranteed 3-0. I think the second strongest case, though, is MIBR. I think they have the players to smash best of ones and then get through a best of 3. So for me, GamerLegion on the virtue that I think they're the best team here, and MIBR because I think they're the best equipped to go 3-0.
All right, Jack. Speak,
Yeah,
speak,
I'm going to
Magic
be
Man.
slightly controversial, but not really that controversial. Gaimin Gladiators should not even bother showing up. They shouldn't even get to the tournament. They will have a very, very short time in Cologne and waste a lot of people's money. Then I would say it's Sharks, Thunder Down Under, and FlyQuest. I'm not picking Sharks because I think they have Doc is actually pretty good from what I've seen. I think he might just get them through a BO1, so therefore they're not an 0-3 team. Which leaves you between FlyQuest and Thunder Down Under. And I know the Aussie teams, they love to win a series and go, fuck you, Pickems, and it's fingers awesome. But I think Thunder Down Under are terrible, so I'm going to put them in 0-3.
All right. And I get to fill in the rest here. 3-1, I'm putting Sinners. I am
like it.
putting
Ballsy.
BetBoom.
Yeah.
I'm putting
Also like it.
Bait. I'm putting
Yeah.
Big. All the B teams. We're going to put... I'm going to go LynnVision. Not because I think... no, you know what? We're going Tyloo. We're going Tyloo instead. One of the Asian teams, I think, will make it through in a 3-2 game. And then I think Heroic will make it through. And here's my reasoning for Heroic. The reason Heroic is going to make it through is because they will meet Liquid in a 2-2 best-of-3 game. Because Liquid is always in a 2-2 best-of-3 game. And Liquid will lose to Heroic in said 2-2 best-of-3 game.
Do you know what?
Liquid
Logan?
won't make it to a 2-2 game. But yeah, otherwise, sound logic.
Do you know what? I actually really like those picks, and I think they would probably be my picks if I was doing it as well. Honestly,
Yeah. I think mine are the same with Tyler and M80 swapped. But otherwise, yes.
That's the reason.
No, I don't think there's a chance that Tyloo don't go through. I think they'll really benefit from the best of ones. And I think they could also be a 2-0 team. But I don't think they would be a 3-0 team in any way, shape or form.
Yeah. Fair.
I think they're like
Alright.
a 2-0 to 2-2 type team.
All right. And that is it for us this week. We will be back next week with the remaining... what is that? Is it end of stage 1 that we'll have next week, or are we mid-stage 1 next week?
Stage 1
it's
starts on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Sick.
so we're recording it.
Also, this is not the weekly episode, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, we're recording it basically. Well, I'm recording it basically day 1 of the major. I'm gonna be doing it with Quack. Jack will be in Cologne already, so it'll hopefully be mostly me and Quack over the major. Although Jack might make an appearance, we're working on some logistical things there. But the podcast will continue throughout the major. It's going to be a very busy major for us. We'll have people on site throughout. There'll be a lot of interviews coming people's
Come say
way.
hello.
Obviously, as we announced at the start of the event, the start of the podcast, the magazine will be in Cologne for playoffs.
And
Come to the major. Come get one.
I'm saying it now because the other 2 hosts don't know about this, but I will record myself doing my Pickems for the next stages, and I will and you guys will get them as a video, and you can put them in, and I will explain my picks and how terrible they are.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Kids react to Logan's Pickems. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the newsletter. get to Cologne,
Sign up
pick
to
up a magazine.
Raised in the link below.
Yes, and
Using
see you
the
next
link
time.
below.
Correct.
Yeah. See you later.
See you soon. Bye bye, guys. Thanks for
Logan, would
watching.
you like to say goodbye?
I'm good.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, bye.